Welcome to TMZ Live. We broke the story that Nick Reiner suffers from schizophrenia. And this is not just in the last few months, we're talking years. And I can tell you, based on what we've been doing over the last 3 or 4 days, this is a case where he has gone through the revolving door of rehabs that in some ways may have actually made things worse for him rather than better, leading up to what, by all accounts, are Nick literally losing his mind and slaughtering his parents.
And the big question is going to be about not only schizophrenia, but how it's treated, what drugs are used to treat it, and what impact that has on patients in general, but clearly, in this case, once it gets to trial, how it impacted Nick over the last, as you say, over the last years.
And the drugs are a critical issue here. I mean, there are a couple of things operating. One are the drugs, two are the rehab facilities he's gone to, of which there are 18. But as for the drugs, what we've been finding is that one of the huge problems with schizophrenia is that doctors will give patients medicine, and the medicine has side effects. And then you will have other doctors, or even the same doctor, looking at the side effects caused by the medicine, but they're looking at the side effects as the schizophrenia getting worse and not treating it as side effects to the medicine. So then they try to treat the side effects with medication, and everything snowballs, and it literally destroys lives.
Right. So this is going to be, this trial, of course, first and foremost, is heartbreaking for everyone in the Reiner family, for their dear friends, but it is also going to be very eye-opening as it deals with schizophrenia and, as you say, the medication. So joining us now to talk about that part of the story is Dr. Jeffrey Lieberman. He is the professor of psychiatry at Columbia University Medical Center, and he is joining us now. Dr. Lieberman, welcome to TMZ Live.
Thanks. Nice to be with you, although sorry for the occasion.
I want to jump into 18 rehab facilities, and some of which $70,000 a month. Is this a failure of the system, the mental health system, that somebody is going in and it's like a revolving door, and the winners, because there really is only one winner, and that's getting $70,000 for a 30-day program that gets repeated and repeated and repeated?
You know, this is just so annoying and so unfortunate. First of all, rehab centers usually refer to treating people who have problems with drug abuse and are addictions, with which Nick seems like he definitely had. However, they don't necessarily provide mental health care for a primary diagnosis such as schizophrenia, which may have been the reason that impelled Nick to use these illegal medications, which he became addicted to in an effort, a misguided effort to self-medicate himself. But what these rehab programs do is they're scams for the most part. They admit you, they charge a lot of money, they detox, and they keep you for a certain amount of time, and they release you. But the aftercare is the key here, and there isn't adequate aftercare provided, and patients then relapse and becomes a revolving door. Also, if the addiction is secondary to a primary mental illness, whether it's depression, whether it's psychosis, whether it's schizophrenia, that has to be treated, or the same process is also going to continue to happen repeatedly. So somebody has to sort out what's become a complex problem, and unfortunately, our system isn't set up to do that.
So it doesn't seem, doctor, like a rehab facility is necessarily the best place for someone who is dealing with a mental illness. It seems like the mental illness should be the thing that's treated first, or at least they have to be done at the same time, so maybe be in a medical center.
If he was developing the symptoms of schizophrenia, and he was ostensibly diagnosed adequately and supposedly treated with the appropriate medications with that, that should be sufficient to achieve a level of remission and stability. However, if it's not treated properly and he continues to be symptomatic, then oftentimes patients take matters into their own hands and they seek relief by using recreational drugs that can be addictive. And then the addiction becomes the primary focus of the problem, meaning that instead of being treated by a psychiatrist in a mental health program or a hospital, they're going into rehab programs so they can be detoxed. And there's no integration of the two. And so this creates a problem which leaves the patient at risk, complicates the situation further. And as you were alluding to in your intro, it leads to a whole kind of smorgasbord of medications being thrown in there. And it's hard to know if they're helping or they're harming the problem.
So in Nick's case, it looks like the drugs he had been taking for the schizophrenia were losing their efficacy. And the doctors changed the medication, and the balance wasn't right. How serious can that be during that stage where they're not getting the meds right and people are actually getting worse? Because he was getting worse and worse and worse the last month before the murders. So could something like that propel somebody to cross that line where the psychiatrist was saying he's dangerous and it turns into somebody who essentially becomes a killer?
And the answer to that is yes, but there's different possibilities or scenarios that could occur. First, the process of finding the right medicines that are effective and tolerable, meaning they're not causing such side effects that a person's not going to want to continue to take it, is the primary focus or the goal of treatment. And if there's a need to switch, meaning transition from one medication to another, or to add some other counter medication to counteract the side effects, it has to be done very carefully, because when you cross titrate or you mix medications, you're getting into a situation where there could be interactions that aren't going to be helpful, and the person may be having the medication that was effective eliminated, so they're not being protected for the therapeutic effects. But there's one other thing, though, Harvey and Charles. Nick was using drugs like heroin, but also stimulants like cocaine and maybe methamphetamine. So in addition to whatever problems were occurring from the psychotropic medications not helping and being switched in a way that left him, in an unstable situation, methamphetamine and cocaine are like gasoline to the fire of a psychotic disorder like schizophrenia. So that could have been contributing to his instability.
Is there at any point, doctor, where it becomes, especially when you're dealing with someone like Nick Reiner, who's an adult, and obviously they make decisions for themselves on their medical care, but at any point does it become, do doctors, are they beholden to say that this person is teetering on the edge? We know that we are adjusting medications. We know that there are side effects he's experiencing. Does it fall on them at some point to say, we're going to force this person to an inpatient situation?
Absolutely. So they may be adults by age, but they're fully dependent on their family. They're paying for everything. They're not independently functioning. And we have rules, we have laws that prohibit the doctors from even talking to the parents, even though the parents are the ones that are responsible for the patient, called the HIPAA laws prevent this. The patient says, I don't want you talking to anybody about my case. They're bound by that. The other thing is that the rules for civil commitment or treatment of a patient over objection or hospitalizing them over objection are so stringent that a person has to literally commit a crime before they can be forcibly admitted to the hospital or required to take medication. So these are really, this creates a situation where we're letting patients, and the rueful expression is, die with their rights on, but in this case, be unstable to the point that their symptoms and their instability may be what is impelling them to commit violent crimes, such as befell the Reiner family.
It's interesting what you say, because I literally talked to a psychiatrist an hour ago about this who said exactly that it is impossible in California to get somebody under a guardianship anymore, because danger to yourself or others, that's not even enough right now because of the Britney Spears Free Britney movement and all. So they've, what I was told is they've given up on that. So given that, it seems like this situation we're in is that you have 400 facilities in LA that offer rehab services, some of which charge a king's ransom, knowing that people are going to come back over and over and over. So I don't want to paint this with too broad a brush, but there's a danger. There are a lot of charlatans out there who are just taking money and not fixing anything.
The majority of the so-called drug abuse addiction rehab facilities are like spas. You know, let's go to Malibu, let's go to the Hamptons, let's go to the Canyon Ranch. You know, for you do get detoxed, and you spend a period which is euphemistically called rehab, but then you're turned loose. And the key is what kind of disposition and continuing care that you get to keep you from relapsing. What we have here as a result of the inattention to this problem, which is good mental health care and also integrating it with the potential for substance abuse, is we're introducing into our population ticking time bombs. And what comes to the public's attention through the media programs like you're focusing on here are only when the tragedies exist, and usually when it's the tragedies in notable people or notable families. And that's when it comes to the public's attention. Everybody gets upset, said, can't happen again, this is horrible, we've got to do something. But then it becomes a partisan political debate and nothing is done.
Yeah, that's sadly where we are. Doctor, thank you so much for jumping on.
Well, thank you for covering this.
All right.
Really appreciate it.
Coming up.
Nobody would have ever suspected that Nicki Minaj would be the star of a Turning Point USA conference, but that's what happened over the weekend, and she was on stage with Charlie Kirk's widow, and she used a word in front of Erika Kirk that made Nicki clearly
Cringe.
cringe, yes.
Be right back.
So I would say a couple months ago, nobody would have ever suspected that Nicki Minaj would be the star of a Turning Point USA conference. But that's what happened over the weekend in Phoenix. And she was on stage with Erika Kirk, Charlie Kirk's widow, and
they were tight, too. I mean, Erika Kirk was saying, I mean, they are like sisters.
Yeah, I mean, it's what they revealed there about their relationship and what Nicki revealed about her relationship with the current administration, with President Trump and Vice President J.D. Vance, was very, very interesting. We know that Nicki, a couple of weeks ago, had said how much she supported President Trump when he said that he was very concerned about the alleged genocide of Christians in Nigeria. She got some smack for that.
I will say, I don't believe she mentioned Trump by name. She talked about the issue.
No, she did. There were tweets where she said,
"Oh, okay."
Thank you,
after
President Trump,
right,
for taking."
But when she actually addressed the UN,
when she addressed the UN, she didn't bring him up then.
Right.
And people thought, "Why is Nicki cozying up to Trump?" And really, at that time, it seemed like it was just about that issue.
Well, now
she agreed with that.
now we have an answer.
I have the utmost respect and admiration for our president. He has, I don't know if he even knows this, but he's given so many people hope that there's a chance to beat the bad guys and to win and to do it with your head held high and your integrity intact.
That was an absolutely clear,
Yes.
Fully supported.
If they had handed her the hat to wear right there,
She would have put it. She would have put it on.
Yes. And listen, you know, she got a lot of, some of the Barbs were very upset with her, didn't understand why she was cozying up to Trump, but she said, no, I am absolutely going to speak my mind about these issues. And it didn't seem like it was about Trump. This time, it is fully about Trump.
Fully about Trump. I mean, that's why she showed up at this.
Why is Nicki Minaj suddenly becoming so interested in politics?
I have a theory about this.
Well, it's because politics has become celebrity culture. I mean, this is the most.
Well, it's always been celebrity
No,
culture.
but it's on another level now. Because think about it. Nicki Minaj knows this probably isn't great for her career, but it could also bring her into a whole new realm of possibilities. And the Republicans have to absolutely love this because let's face it, we don't see celebrities usually at the level of Nicki Minaj's caliber who are going to MAGA rallies. We've seen some who are, I'd call them more B-list, but Nicki Minaj
James Woods is not B-list.
James Wood is holding no weight right now in the culture.
James Wood, yes, but he's older.
Yeah.
So
if you're
Nicki,
I have a different theory about this because, first of all, politicians have been involved, or celebrities have been involved in politics forever.
Right. But we never heard.
But here's what I think is going on.
And
right
we never
now.
heard from her.
I think that Nicki Minaj has taken a lot of heat for various things, and it's really interesting. But if you look back at the people who have gravitated to Trump and MAGA, a lot of them have had grievances with personal things that have happened to them where they've been slammed publicly, not her, but in other cases, prosecuted unsuccessfully. And it's amazing how that can turn people into really disliking the justice system, things like that. And people swing right when that happens. And I think that's happened to her. She's taken a lot of heat for her husband, for herself. And I think that has been a natural reaction.
And the more that people say she's doing the wrong thing or tell her that she shouldn't be
for the right
friends
you go.
with this person.
Yep.
Exactly.
For the right you
go. She's gonna lean into it, say, no, I'm gonna do this. So that's how you find her on stage there. There was one sort of awkward moment in her efforts to make it clear how much she loves not only President Trump, but Vice President Vance, where she misspoke. She used a word, watch, in front of Erika Kirk that made Nicki clearly
cringe.
Cringe, yes.
Dear young men, you have amazing role models like our handsome, dashing president. And you have amazing role models like the assassin J.D. Vance, our vice president. And when I say that,
trust me, there's nothing new under the sun that I have not heard, so you're fine.
So explain what she meant by that. I mean, I think it means like, you know, kind of a boss. But
yes, that's exactly what she was trying to say. But honestly, that was an incredible moment by Erika Kirk. I don't think we got to it in that clip. But Erika acknowledges in real time that Nicki messed up and people are going to clip this and aggregate it on social media. And it was going to blow up into a massive moment. So she was like functioning as a publicist, saying, I know what you're going to think, but I know where her heart is and we're good friends. And she did.
No, she gave a great answer to it, actually. And Nicki had this sort of delayed reaction where it just
and you know, she was
to her.
upset for having used that word, but yes.
But that's what she meant.
Yeah. And I mean, Nicki is all in with the Trump administration.
I'm Kevin. I'm in the Los Angeles area, and yeah, that was a hard watch for sure. I agree with everything you guys are saying. And I think also there's a little bit of empathy coming from Erika because that wasn't the only slip up that we heard. There was also a moment where she accidentally says grift instead of gift. So in that same event, so there's like a Freudian slip theme happening. So I think they handled it well, but it was awkward. It's disappointing to see Nicki there in the first place as a longtime fan.
Can I ask? I don't want to get too personal, but I'm gonna. So are you aligned with her on this?
I personally, I am not I don't stand for Nicki Minaj in this era that she's in at all. Politically, I'm still a fan of her old music, but I think when all the Megan Thee Stallion stuff happened is really when I started to realize that maybe she's always had this kind of like renegade personality, but I'm no longer, associating or identifying with it.
I know you guys are all saying like this is like kind of new, that we've never heard Nicki Minaj like go so hard for a Republican or Donald Trump or whatever. But there was a song back in the day, I can't remember the year. It was a Lil Wayne and Nicki Minaj song called Mercy.
When?
And at the end, I can't remember the year. It was maybe like whenever Mitt Romney was running, because she said in the song, "I'm a Republican voting for Mitt Romney. You broke B-word are messing up the economy," relating to Democrats. So she's kind of been like on the Republican train.
2012.
2012, yeah. So decades ago.
That's interesting.
Coming up.
Well, the big winner in the Jake Paul-Anthony Joshua fight is a surgeon. The surgeon who has started the reconstruction of Jake Paul's face after the fight Friday night in Miami. It is brutal, and Jake is sharing his recovery process.
Be right back.
TMZ's got every freaking thing. Big celebs, big stories, big events.
BB Rexa was looking hot on vacation.
Look at the water, too.
Did you just say, look at the water? I mean, I'll be honest, that is what I was looking at.
TMZ!
Well, the big winner in the Jake Paul-Anthony Joshua fight is a surgeon. The surgeon who has started the reconstruction of Jake Paul's face after the fight Friday night in Miami, where, as everyone has seen the image, I think this weekend, of the knockout blow, where Jake's jaw literally moved from one side of his face to the other. It is brutal, and Jake is, to his credit, is sharing his recovery process with all of his fans.
All the way to the bank, by the way.
Well, yes, he's going to get a lot of money for this, but he's got to be going through it now. His face is ridiculously swollen. He has said he has 2 titanium plates now, and there are even more injuries. I think it's nice of him to share this. Look, he could just go away quietly, but that's not Jake Paul's style.
No,
and I don't think that's going to change.
And look, I mean, he's got to recover, but now the question, he has now faced a boxer, a real boxer. Now, he did face Tommy Fury and lost.
But the problem is he faced a real boxer that is not...
way taller.
This would never have been a sanctioned fight by any boxing organization because they're just not the same size.
I understand that.
There's a reason that they do they sanction
But everything's out of skew. That initially... he fought people who were way below him, older, whatever. And now he's changed it to this way. But are people now going to have the patience to look at an even fight anymore? I mean, I think that's the question. I don't know. I don't know. It's sort of like fool me once, fool me twice, fool me 3 times. The only one that was really contentious was Tommy Fury, and Tommy Fury won.
Right. So I think what you do is you revisit that and you let Jake have that rematch. If he comes out on top of that, he gets more momentum again.
Are people going to care?
The Jake Paulers and the fans of his, that massive fan base that he has.
But
yes,
he needs more than that, right? That's the whole point of what he's doing. He wants actual boxing fans, not Jake Paul fans. He wants boxing fans to want to see his fights,
and that is going to take a little bit more time before he gets another big name that is going to attract a much larger audience. But for now, he's going to focus on boxing, and that's where the passion is from the very beginning of this.
Not for a while, anyway. I mean, the guy can't even eat solid food.
What's the recovery on this thing?
It depends on how you do recover and what kind of rehab and stuff you do. But
he said
he wants to take some time away. He joked that he wanted to face Canelo in 10 days. We know that's not happening. But
he's got to drink. He can't eat solid food for a week.
I think we get a year of Jake Paul outside of the ring, and then he comes back in. Maybe late 2026, early 2027, a new fighter.
Is it time for him to start fighting sanctioned fights where he's actually working toward winning a belt? I know that he has operated outside of, the traditional boxing organizations, and yes, he's made a lot of money doing that. But if you do want boxing fans and you want to actually win a belt, then you got to start fighting sanctioned fights against other sanctioned fighters.
I hear you, and he did that for a little bit, and those fights did terribly. Andre August, does anyone know who that is in here, in this office? No, but he beat the brakes off that guy. He did try and do that, and yes, he wants to make money at the same time. This is Jake Paul. Why would he leave money on the table?
Well, but that's the point.
He is in the WBA rankings. He is number 15. Go against other ranked fighters in your division, build some momentum, and go from there. But yes, I do think Jake Paul is serious about wanting to be a world champion.
And you think that's the motivation and not the money part? Because, by the way, if it's the money part, more power to him because he succeeded.
He wanted to do both. He wanted to do both, and he was able to do that.
What's more important?
Him winning a belt.
Really?
He has all the money in the world.
Well, he doesn't need the money now. I mean, what did he make for this fight, by the way?
Oh, we don't know yet, but a lot. Not the most in his life. I believe Mike Tyson, you're not going to top that, but
50 million?
Easily.
Man, that's a lot of pain to take. 50 million is a lot of money, but did you see his? I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, no, it
looked
was
like a cartoon.
It was brutal.
Hello, my name is Cameron from Los Angeles, and seeing clips from the fight and then just having to get your jaw rewired afterwards is pretty crazy. Anthony Joshua definitely put a pause on that man, so if he ever gonna get back in the ring, he definitely need to take time to train and then try to get back in the ring, because that's crazy.
Does your jaw get stronger with titanium? Well, it's a fair question.
I mean, maybe be harder to break it.
That's what I'm saying.
By the way, he said he got teeth removed also. Where were the teeth removed from? He didn't say that. He said they were removed.
Let's not talk. It's too painful to talk about.
Coming up.
Small bombshell from Gisele Bündchen this weekend. We found out that they got married a few weeks ago. But what really drew a lot of attention was Tom Brady's social media post that some people saw as a reaction.
Be right back.
Welcome back to TMZ Live. Small bombshell from Gisele Bündchen this weekend.
Not a bombshell.
You're right, because we knew, of course, that Gisele and Joaquim, the former jiu-jitsu instructor, already had a child together.
I'm not sure he's former.
I mean, for her, former jiu-jitsu instructor.
Okay.
Right, I don't think she's still signing up for classes. But we found out that they got married a few weeks ago. Small ceremony, we were told, there were some family and friends there. But what really drew a lot of attention beyond that news was Tom Brady's social media post that some people saw as a reaction to that news.
The ridiculous people.
I don't know if it's a mysterious post. I don't know what his goal was here. He's smiling. He's got a sweatshirt on that says Forever Young. But the music that he put with this post was the Logic song, the 1-800 song, which that number used to be the suicide hotline. And so some people read this as Tom is crashing out over Gisele's wedding. That doesn't make sense to me. I can't tell you what he meant.
It is the most ridiculous thing I think I've heard in months.
That he would be that upset
idea
about
that,
it?
number one, he
probably knew.
This is history. He had to know because of his kids.
The kids would have known, so he would have.
And she got married, I think, a week before. So he knew all about this. I think that's Tom realizing that the holidays are coming up, and this is when people really struggle. And that's
so he was doing it as a PSA?
Yes, because it makes absolutely impossible that Tom Brady is doing this because he's hurt.
I agree. I don't think it's that, but I don't know what it is.
I think it's a PSA.
I definitely think he's in his sad, and here's why. Celebrities know perception is everything. You think he didn't see the story, the news breaking that Gisele got married? Of course he saw it. Everyone was tagging him on the story.
Hold on, what's he saying?
He's legitimately, I think he's sad. I think he's sad. When you are picking a song, you're picking something that goes with the vibe.
A song about suicide.
Well, look, here are some of the lyrics, right? Some of the lyrics are, I feel like my life ain't mine. I don't want to be alive. I mean...
That's not Tom Brady.
But he picked the song.
Right. I think this is a PSA for
the seasonal people.
This is a terrible season for people.
One more quick point. When when the news came out that she had a baby, Tom Brady was posting photos of a sunset, with these weird cryptic messages. We've seen him do this. It was a sad sunset, you guys.
No, it's a
very
beautiful
sad,
sunset.
Depressing sunset.
Why is that sad?
Well, he had it landslide.
Right.
He added Landslide, the saddest song on the planet.
So what?
That would be up top on Family Feud, as saddest song of all time.
Tom Brady is not telegraphing the words
so upset
from Logic.
Right. If he's so upset, why is he smiling in the photo? And what is the
Wait, you
sweatshirt?
can't see him smiling.
Yes, you can.
It's like from here up.
You can see his lips. He's smiling. And what's the sweatshirt for
It's him being like, it's a sad smile. It's not a happy teeth showing smile.
Oh my God.
All right, I'm done.
Stick a fork in me, I'm done.
Hey guys, this is Natalie from Oklahoma, and we all know that Tom and Gisele, when they split up, we assumed it was because Tom chose football over his family. Gisele wanted him to be more at home, and she wanted to be able to center herself a little bit more. But the post that Tom made with the sweatshirt that says Forever Young, I think that has more to do with the fact that football is the thing that he misses the most right now. And just this past week, Phillip Rivers came back to the NFL, and he's a grandpa.
Yes.
So I think that it might be he's missing playing football.
And he even said, if I came back, I would kick everybody's ass. So I think you're 100% right there.
The song still doesn't make sense.
And by the way, the whole narrative of what you're saying about Gisele wanting Tom home more and blah, 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 I know that's out there. I don't think that's the reason. That's all I'm going to say.
So Ariana Grande's hosting gig at SNL revealed, obviously there were things that happened on the show, Bo and Yang's last episode, but there was something that happened backstage that maybe, I know it won't shut up people who think that she and Ethan are no longer together.
Why do they think that?
Because they don't go out to a lot of events together.
But they never did.
They're right. They've never been that couple. But guess what? He was backstage in her green room. Hanging with some friends, and I think that's, look, he didn't, I'm pretty sure he didn't crash. I'm pretty sure he was invited.
In the green room.
So, right.
They're together. I mean, and people are still going to say it. You know, it's just.
They don't go out on the scene.
It stems from the fact that people just can't understand why Ariana Grande is with Ethan Slater.
I do not understand
that's what it stems from. So it's like they don't go out on the carpet together. We don't see them out in public together.
So they're looking for anything to say this
Ethan
isn't real.
recently about their relationship, and he pivoted in the interview. So they're like, see, they're not together. I think this is just people not understanding their relationship.
That's right.
But it's like they're clearly together. We did this story like a month ago that they're together.
Relationship?
Oh, I can already tell you.
Oh,
well, Devin, you
I mean, I'll say it because they think she's out of his league.
Right. That's right.
I mean.
But here's the thing. They have a huge common interest. They're in music. They're in theater. They have a lot of shared interest. They bonded when they shot the movie. He gave up a lot. And he's committed.
By a lot, his family and his child.
And when I say that,
he didn't give up his child.
He didn't give up his child, but he gave up his marriage.
Certainly.
Correct.
And okay, you don't have to judge it because I see you judging.
I'm not judging. I'm just stating facts.
So he's committed, and she showed nothing other than commitment.
I think people are just like they don't post on Instagram.
By the way, she was married too.
Previously,
right?
No.
But we were told at the time that there was no overlap there.
But anyway.
Paula, Chapel Hill, North Carolina. Ariana Grande is just that girl. She's been through so much and deserves so much love and support. I saw the breakup rumors for months between her and Ethan, and honestly, they, instead of trying to prove everyone wrong, they stayed quiet and happy, and they absolutely ate down with that. So she just did an amazing show on SNL, and I'm so glad Ethan could be there to support her.
Yeah, that was nice.
You know what? It is. It's because they don't do social media.
Right. They don't do social media, and they don't go out a lot.
In this day and age, if you don't do social media together, then...
Oh, God forbid. I know. You can actually be healthy.
Coming up.
Timothy Chalamet and the British rapper SD Kid. Longtime people have thought that Timothy actually
and the
is
same.
SD Kid.
Yeah.
I think this is Timothy's way of trying to squash that rumor because he and SD Kid dropped a song together where you see both of them.
AI.
There's a little bit of the song.
AI.
Be right back.
All right, one more rumor we got to check off here. Timothy Chalamet and the British rapper SD Kid. Long time people have thought that Timothy actually
one and the
is
same.
SD Kid.
Yeah. And by the way, go back to the picture. The splits. No, I see it.
No, you don't.
I do so. I see the eyes.
And I never thought that the accent,
that
the voice was right. But anyway, I think this is Timothy's way of trying to squash that rumor because he and SD Kid dropped a song together. Not only a song together, but a music video where you see both of them.
AI.
But I guess the problem is that you never see SD's face.
AI.
So how do we know that this is actually... Anyway, there's a little bit of the song.
AI.
Pull up, I've got me sword drawn. I'm rotting them sick when I pour fours. Every time I smoke, I like 4 rolls.
Okay. Pull pint that dirty. To be 10 about 30. Still sipping dirty. Still putting work in. Let's go. Got your girl Birkin.
So first you heard SD Kid, then it's Timothy. I have always said that there's something in their voice quality that doesn't match.
Have you ever heard an Australian do English?
I'm not talking about the accent. I'm just talking about the tone of voice.
You can change anything you want.
You can see they're both there in the video, but again, you don't see SD's face, so...
I think it's him.
I'm kind of with Harvey.
I think it's him.
I never typically agree with Harvey, but it's giving...
Really?
It's giving that they're still the same person. Like I just, Charles, I don't know how when you show that photo of the eyes, I don't know how you can sit here and say you don't see it.
Go back to the split screen.
I don't know. I'm going like Maury. I'm pointing out, look at the eyes.
One
look at the eyes.
They're
the same. Like you can't sit here and tell me that though. What's different?
They may have similar eyes.
This is like
there's no way.
This is the non-criminal version of Luigi Mangione.
And on top of that,
you can see just from the eyes and the eyebrows.
Is this on the set?
I'm pretty sure, yes.
Together, right?
However, but you can still Photoshop somebody into the photo.
100%.
And on top of that, what we didn't see...
it's dark in the middle.
What we did not see was like behind the scenes, like video of Timothy and SD Kid.
I don't believe it.
I don't believe it either. Not at all.
Nope.
Not for a second. But I do like Timothy Chalamet as a rapper. I think he's actually really talented, and if he were to come out as like a rapper for real, I'd buy his music.
Well, he's already got music out.
Well, okay.
Hey, it's Joel Elizabeth from New York City talking about Timothy Chalamet and SD Kid. I think they're separate people, and I think that the Marty Supreme marketing campaign has been so good, and the timing of this video goes along with it. And if anyone could pull off being a rapper and an A-list movie star, it is our chameleon, Timothy Chalamet. I think it could be him.
This is it's not. They're not them.
It's the same
person.
One and the same.
But if you're speaking of Marty Supreme, and he does talk about Marty Supreme in the song.
Of course he does.
Have you seen this video that they're doing to promote Marty Supreme coming out on Christmas Day? It's Timothy saying, "Hey, we're 3 days away," and he is standing on top of. Where do you think he is?
He is.
Yeah, point out. There's a giveaway. There's a dead giveaway. You missed it. You missed the Venetian over there.
Oh, he's in Vegas.
He's on top of...
The sphere.
Come on.
Oh, it is the sphere.
He's on top of the sphere.
Come on, Harvey.
It's a very
large
arena. That's why it takes so long for the pull-out.
Is that really where...
Yes, and I think it's really him standing because there's a harness behind him.
How do you get up there?
I'm sure they have
Probably a helicopter or something.
No. They probably have a door inside.
Yeah,
wow. This is a movie. This is a marketing campaign.
Sure is.
And he's the same guy.
Coming up.
The TMZ After Dark tour, which then birthed the TMZ Brunch tour.
It's like Octomom, only on wheels.
The brunch tour this weekend, it was a big celebration.
It was fun.
Turned into a birthday / brunch celebration,
for the celebrity host.
Be right back.
The TMZ After Dark tour, which then birthed the TMZ Brunch tour.
Which is about to birth a comedy tour, too, by the way.
Which is about to birth the comedy tour. There's a lot of birthing going on.
It's like Octomom, only on wheels.
The brunch tour this weekend, it was a big celebration.
It was fun.
Turned into a birthday / brunch celebration,
for the celebrity host.
It was incredible. So Sheila Dunn, she is a YouTuber. She's known for the fun fact, actually really sad fact. It's a meme. And it was not only such a beautiful day, but it was also her birthday. So she's like, well, I'm never gonna have this opportunity again, and it's also my birthday. Let's celebrate it on the bus with everyone else. And there was passengers who were also celebrating
never say never,
birthdays.
Tila. Why couldn't it happen again?
Oh yeah,
Could
actually
certainly
we would
happen
love
again.
to have her back because she was incredible. Her mom surprised her with flowers and balloons.
Oh, that's so fun. And so,
did she drop any fun facts, really sad facts?
I think they were just
Where do we
all
stop?
happy.
They're all happy. Where do we stop?
Yeah. So we stopped at truly the best brunch spots in West Hollywood. The Henry, which they give us the most delicious mimosas. The best mimosa
Say no more.
you will ever have. Then Tom Tom, Lisa Vanderpump's Tom Tom, where we get these yummy pink shots that to this day, I really feel like they're watermelon. They're delicious. They're like a little candy.
Right.
Where's
in
the
a
food?
liquid candy.
Where's the food?
And then the food, the empanadas at the butcher baker and the cappuccino maker. And not only that, because it's Christmas time, they're also giving us hot chocolate.
Really?
Yes.
God, this
was it.
It's amazing.
This is like this is a $69 tour. I mean,
We gotta bump these prices.
honestly,
No, seriously.
you want to go? You better go fast because it's killing me to do this.
It's a great
You're
deal.
killing me, Larry.
No, you literally just did the crazy Eddie.
Oh my God. And she's, by the way, look at how cute she is. She was just full of life and she was bright and bubbly. And we would just love to have her host again. Look
Every
at
year
her,
on
she's
her
so
birthday.
cute.
Oh, that's
and then we
fun.
were singing the They Not Like Us. They Not Like Us. So,
Oh, God.
Team
Okay,
boy.
we love it. Okay, what do you guys want to talk about?
Hi guys, it's Lumi. I wanted to talk about the Rob Reiner situation. I am in Houston, Texas. I just wanted to say that I think that having a therapist on there really showed how much of a change there needs to be made in the system. I can't believe how dependent he was on his family, and they weren't really involved on his medication and stuff like that. I definitely do believe an inpatient referral should be made to them, especially when mixing up medications. Hopefully this could be prevented in the future, but I know it'll be a long time before that happens.
Yeah, I mean, right now it ain't being solved. One more.
Hi, I'm Nisa. I'm in Los Angeles. I want to talk about the Nicki Minaj situation and the clown car circus that she was a part of with Erika Kirk. She made an absolute fool of herself. There's no two ways about it. Nicki looked crazy. This was not a good look.
Well, why? Because she supported Trump?
Because she called J.D. Vance an assassin?
Well, there you go.
That was, she misspoke. I mean, that's not the bigger thing is, she's made it pretty clear what her political leaning is. So some people are going to like it and some people aren't.
Pretty much like half the country one side, half the country the other.
Coming up.
Seems like there's a little competition between exes, Reese Witherspoon and Ryan Phillippe. Whose genes are stronger?
Be right back.
Seems like there's a little competition between exes, Reese Witherspoon and Ryan Phillippe. Whose genes are stronger? So over the weekend...
By the way, nolo contendere, as we say in the law.
Well, so Reese, getting ready for the holidays, posted, rarely she does this, but posted pics of all three of her kids.
Okay,
now
how is that not Reese Witherspoon?
That's Reese, definitely. That's Ava. Ava,
22.
They're twinning. Great.
Oh, 26. I mean, forget it.
Yes.
Okay, Deacon.
Reese wins that one.
Deacon's their son.
Now, Deacon, their son.
Let's go a little closer.
Get a little closer on that. He is the spitting image of his father.
Yeah, I'll buy that. I think you're right.
So.
Okay, now Jim Toth is the father of the youngest child,
right.
13, Tennessee.
Right.
He looks like.
He looks definitely like mom.
I think he looks like Jim.
But the eyes are all Reese, though.
Oh, God, it's like a combination of the mother and the father. What a concept.
How does that work?
What a concept. We're going to leave you with that concept. We'll see you tomorrow.